Okay, now, before you say anything, this isn't a new pickup video. This should have been included in the last video. I I was filming that video, and I don't know if you could tell, but I was confusing myself because I was sure I had more books to show. Because all those ones I show were basically from the one shop, with the exception of maybe one or two. But I was thinking to myself, and I was trying not to show it, but I'm like, I swear to God there was more books in this. And yeah, I had another bag. I had another bag that I'd gotten from the rest of the op shops that I went to that day coming down to see my parents. Um, but they were just at the foot of my bed under a pile of clothes. So, yeah. Yeah, anyway. So the rest of these books should have been showed in the previous video. So this isn't technically another pickups video. It's just a continuation. So we'll go with that. Again, these were ranged from $1 to $3. Hardcovers are $3. A couple of paperbacks are $2. The most of them were $1. So I just had to pick them up. In no particular order, I got Footfall, Larry Niven, and who's Pornell? Niven and Pornell. Oh, Jerry Pornell, that's right. I have Lucifer's Hammer and The Moat in God's Eye. I know I've definitely got those. I'm not sure if I have Footfall, but it's quite a big one. But yeah, I mean, if I've got it, I've got it. If I don't, well, now I've got it. So I got this Warhammer book. This one looks really cool. I don't usually collect these. This is Rise of the Ynnari Ghost Warrior by Gav Thorpe. Now, I don't usually collect this stuff. It normally goes... I sell them. I sell these in my booth and my vintage market, like my stall, every day. Like, they just go super quick. This one's in not the best condition, so I'll probably just keep this one for myself as a reading copy. Yeah, I don't know what it's about. I really need to get into the Warhammer stuff because I used to play a couple of the games on the PlayStation. Really enjoyed them. I have no idea where to start, but the covers are really cool anyway. So if anything, there's that. I've been looking for this one for a very, very long time. This is Star Wars Battlefront Twilight Company. I love my Star Wars books. I love my military sci-fi, but this is by Alexander Freed. And I'm pretty sure I have another Star Wars Battlefront book, but I haven't had this one. I haven't ever seen this one around. I knew about it because I'm always online looking at the Star Wars books at lists and stuff, trying to find out ones that I need. And this was on there, and I'm like, ooh, I really like the original Battlefront PC games, especially the second one that came out. But then I haven't played the new one, so I don't know what it's like. But yeah, can't wait to get stuck into this. I got to figure out where it fits in the universe, in the timeline, and then just read it. I picked up this copy of Eye of the World by Robert Jordan because it was only $2, possibly $3. It hasn't been read. It's brand new. Shitty cover, but I don't care. These covers aren't worth anything, so I'll keep these ones for myself. And then when I find the older original covers, I will just sell those ones because they sell really well. And yeah, I will read this one day. It is something I've never read before, but to find book one for $3, I'll put it on the shelf. And I got this Stephen R. Donaldson. Oh, the dust jacket's a bit dog-eared. That's alright, I'll fix it later. This is the second Chronicles of Thomas, Covenant, Book 3, White Gold Wielder. This is in the hardcover. Is it what edition is this? I found one of these a couple of pickups ago. I don't know if it was... So it's the first edition, April 1983. So I found one of these, a little while ago. I don't know if it was book 3 or book 2 or what. Unfortunately, it's in storage now, so I won't be able to find out for quite some time. 1 second. So rude. Yeah, I don't know what I said, but I got this one. It's in not bad condition. I probably wouldn't sell it. It's in pretty, it's got a lot of browning on the outside. Yeah, this is be a keeper for me. And what we got? Steal the Dragon. This one sounded really cool. It's just a fantasy. It looks like just a single, like a once-off type fantasy by Patricia Briggs. All I read, it's got an awesome cover, and then it said on the front, slave, sword wielder, spy, some girls have all the luck. That sounds really cool. So pick that one up. Nice, quick, easy read. Only about 280 pages, so I could knock that out in a sitting. I've since filming my previous video, I've lost my copy of Spawn, so I haven't been able to read any more of it. I don't know where it is. I'm gonna have to clean this room up before I go on my 12-hour journey to my new place. It's in here somewhere, but it's a pain in the ass because I've been wanting to read it. Book 3. This is awesome. I've had book 1 and 2 for the longest time. I got Sphere of Influence by Martin Middleton. He's an Aussie author, and this is a fantasy series that comes highly recommended by somebody I trust extremely well, and a very, very incredibly good friend of mine. And he recommended me to read this trilogy and his other trilogy. It's did I say it was book 3 of the Chronicles of the Custodians? Because it is. The Chronicles of the Custodians is Circle of Light and Triad of Darkness, and now book 3 here. I've had 1 and 2 in a duology, in a two in one book for the longest time. I've been hunting these down. These are very hard to find, quite uncommon. Some might say rare. I'd never seen this before out in the wild, so this is fantastic. I find book 1 a little bit, but never, and maybe book 2, but never found book 3 until now. So this is fantastic. I hear it's an incredible fantasy, and he's got a few other books that's set in the same universe, but quite a ways in between. So there's a lot of distance of time. You know what I'm trying to say. I got this Adventure Sci-Fi number 17, Cobra Strike by Timothy Zahn. Amazing cover. I love my Timothy Zahn. He writes a lot of Star Wars stuff, so that's how I originally got into his writing. He writes all the Thrawn series, so I really love his writing style. He's very, very, very knowledgeable in the Star Wars universe, and I would have a feeling he would be very, he would have quite a good vocabulary for writing science fiction, outside of Star Wars. So I haven't read any of his stuff outside of Star Wars yet, but I do have a lot of his stuff, and this could be a sequel to Cobra. Going off the front. But anyway, I don't know if I've got any of these Venture Sci-Fi, so that's really cool. I'm sure I've got this, but I picked it up again. David Breen and Gregory Benford, Heart of the Comet. I'm sure I have this one as well, but when you find them for $1 or $2 in basically unread condition, I'm going to pick it up. And this is Alistair Reynolds' Revelation Space. Robert Charles Wilson, A Bridge of Years. That's got a really cool cover. I just saw the cover and just picked it up. I have no idea what it's about. I got another David Weber, in a Bane, of course, but this is really cool. Basilisk Station. Jeez, that shouldn't be that hard to say. No idea what it's about. It's pretty trashed, but I can read it, so that's fine. These ones clock up about 450 pages, so that's a pretty cool. That's an awesome cover. One thing I will say about these Banes, they have wicked covers. I got a couple of Marion Zimmer Bradleys. I'm sure I have The Mists of Avalon, but this is brand new. Has not been read. No spine creases. Not the best cover, but I think it was $2. I'm going to pick it up because it is absolutely amazing condition. I'll be able to. I have a lot of her books and possibly a lot of doubles, so I will be able to bundle up some Marion Zimmer Bradley and pop them up on my Etsy at some stage when I get all my books together. I don't have this one, but this is the first mass market publication of Ghostlight, so that's cool. I'm sure I don't have this because it doesn't ring a bell, and the cover doesn't look familiar, so that's great. And then I'm stoked to find these. These ones I got from the same place as all those other sci-fi books, and they were again only $1 each. So we got Spider-World, The Tower. This is where I saw these books on science fiction reads, and he was talking about them, and they sounded really, really bizarre and awesome. So I got Spider-World the Tower, Spider-World the Delta, and Spider-World the Magician. So I believe that's all three. I'm not 100%. They just sound awesome about these like intelligent spiders that have taken over the world, and they use like psycho powers or something, and then this human ends up being able to use the psycho powers or something. So that's wicked. Then the last couple hardcovers, I got this Roald Dahl hardcover, 5 bestsellers, including over 40 tales of the unexpected. So this is just tales of the unexpected. Kiss Kiss, Over to You, Switch Bitch, Someone Like You, and My Uncle Oswald. Complete and unabridged. I love Roald Dahl. Roald Dahl was an author that I grew up reading in primary school. So when I was a young lad, and this one is from 1991, first edition. I first published, I don't know. Well, this edition is from 1991, but the rest of the stories are earlier than that, obviously. But yeah, obviously he wrote BFG, Matilda, James the Giant Peach, The Twits, just all those children's classics. But he did do some more adult stuff as well. So I have a pretty nice collection of a couple of his books that have got like some of his adult stuff in there. So this is really cool. Never seen this one before, and I've never heard of any of these. So when I saw it there, I think it was $4. I had to pick it up because Roald Dahl was huge in my reading, was a big influence in my reading when I was younger. So, and then lastly, I got a Terry Goodkind that I completely forgot even existed because it's not traditionally part of his fantasy series, his like Sword of Truth series. I don't know anything about this. From what I understand, it's set in sort of like a modern day, or modern day at the time, Earth. Which, if you've read some of his other stuff, it may be still part of the Sword of Truth series. I don't want to say any more than that, but you don't know what you're getting with Terry. And this is called Nest. I can't tell, but this just sounds really wicked. It's supposed to be a thriller, so we shall see. I'm just still devastated that he passed away in 2020, so I didn't even know that until only a little while ago. But I'm sure now I have everything that he's written. Haven't read everything, but I have read his first 14 books twice. And I'm probably due to read at least the first book, Wizard's First Rule. I'm going to read that again soon because that is an amazing, amazing book. And you can get away with just reading Wizard's First Rule on its own and just leaving it there. I know some people like to read fantasy books. Like if they have a trilogy, they just read the first one and then forget the rest. You could do that with Wizard's First Rule. But if you were to read the second one, then you're going to have to read the rest because it's one giant overarching story that goes for about 15 years or so. But each of the books has their own story, but they've still got that overarching story, and it's just unreal. But definitely give the Wizard's First Rule a go. It is a chunker. It's about 800 pages, possibly more. But it is so good. It is amazing. But yeah, that's it. I promise you that's it. Until the next one, guys, stay safe, stay happy. Hope you all had a Merry Christmas, and hope you all have a great New Year. And until next year, guys, enjoy what you're reading, whatever it may be, and I'll see you in the next one.